Yeah, it's going to be a busy day here in Brussels, to say the least. May is essentially coming asking for something that the EU can give her that she can take back to the British Parliament in order to get them to pass her deal. Now, she's finishing that meeting with German Chancellor Angela Merkel right now, and then she will come here to Brussels. She will meet Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker at this spot behind me. But before that, she will meet with European Council President Donald Tusk. That may be the more important meeting because he is the one who will determine how much he wants to put this on the agenda for Thursday's summit. That was an already scheduled summit in which all the leaders of the European Union were coming here to Brussels. He has said that he will add this to the agenda, but he, like Jean-Claude Juncker, has stressed that they cannot reopen this deal. So what is possible? That's what she would have been discussing this morning, and that's what she will continue discussing this afternoon with Tusk and Juncker. The UK Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt was here in Brussels yesterday, meeting with EU leaders, trying to see what might be possible. And as we speak, EU affairs ministers from the 28 EU countries are meeting just across the street. They are also trying to see what might be possible. What could happen is that they issue some kind of statement or council conclusions saying that the UK is not expected to remain in perpetual customs union with the EU as a solution to the Irish border issue, the so-called backstop, that the UK would eventually get out of that structure. But what the UK wants, what Theresa May's backbenchers, the Brexiteer backbenchers want, is a promise that the UK could unilaterally end that backstop deal. There is little chance of the EU offering that because it would invalidate the whole principle of the backstop, which is supposed to prevent an emergency situation where there was a hard border in Ireland. So we'll see. By the end of today, it should become more clear what might be possible at that summit on Thursday.
Dave, as you were mentioning before, Theresa May met with the Dutch Prime Minister this morning, meeting with the German Chancellor, also ahead of those talks there in Brussels. What came out of those meetings, or what's come out of that so far?
Nothing too concrete. She has given some indication of when this vote that she canceled, that was supposed to be scheduled today, when the vote on her deal might be scheduled. It's not much of an indication, though. She's only said before January 21st, which isn't really saying much. I mean, that's quite a ways away. In terms of the two leaders that she's met with, we haven't heard too much. Everyone's basically parroting the same line now, which is that the deal cannot be reopened, but maybe there's some flexibility in terms of the EU being able to give some reassurances that this backstop arrangement won't last forever. Jean-Claude Juncker suggested as much in his address to parliamentarians this morning, and certainly we're hearing the same kind of noises from EU leaders, but they're pretty firm on the idea that no legal guarantee could be given. And that's a problem because that's what the Brexiteers are calling for. They want a legal guarantee that that backstop arrangement doesn't go on forever. So right now, it's looking unlikely like Theresa May is going to walk out of here at the end of the week with something that will placate those Brexiteer, hardline Brexiteer members of her party. But again, we'll see by the end of today's meetings, things may be more clear.
All right. Thanks for that, Dave Keating. And just as Dave was speaking there, we were seeing those pictures of the British Prime Minister Theresa May coming out of her car in Berlin, meeting the German Chancellor Angela Merkel to shore up some more support ahead of those talks in Brussels a bit later this